a human being? How can we apply what I want to be applied? How can we apply? I have the right to be a human being. Oh my God. Thank you. Dumb, Bryann, you are dumb.
You guys, it is certified that everybody in this house get colo for it. The people in this house are not alright, because why on earth would you be acting this kind of drama by around like 4 a.m? Like, what's even going on in Big Brother's house? What's even happening? It's like, it's not like a daily dose. There must be a fight almost every single day. And this particular one, it was not this playful though. Like, this part was the funny part of the fight, because I was just laughing like, how did they even get to this playful part? The actual fight was really, really serious. Like, things got really heated up. They insulted their lives. Left, right, and center. So let's talk about how the fight started, how it graduated, the things that were said in it, and you know, some other doings that happened in between the fight. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, please do all subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So this whole thing started off as a joke. Though he was asking the housemates some questions like, okay, if you don't win, who would you like to win? And then the next thing they were talking about personalities, who they think is real, who they think is fake. It was just like cruise, like, you know, analyzing the different housemates, just saying a lot of things, right?
Yeah, but honestly, I think it'll be a star regardless. And then actually have a show that is fair. Who you?
I will choose me.
Why did I choose you? Because I'll get someone to buy.
I just think that when somebody sees you, you are very likable.
And I did not know that things were going to get heated up. So it got to a point where Amaka was now talking about the fact that, no, they were talking about the fact that some people in the house, more like they're faking it and all. And then Amaka was saying that there are certain people in the house that will just start fights. So some people, everything is just strategy. If they wake up, the money, it's all about the money and strategies. That some people start fights, unnecessary fights in the house, just because they feel like people outside want to see drama, they want to see fights. And the next thing, Modella just attacked her like, you are guilty of this thing that you're accusing people of. I was like, Wahala is about to happen.
Unnecessary arguments, trouble, drama. Just because they think that viewers want drama. It means that on a no, you will not quarrel over that thing.
You were just laughing. I can swear.
No,
the way Modella erupted and just entered the issue, I was like, Chineke, what's even going on here? So Amaka was trying to explain to Modella that this is not her acting, right? That is not because of like, maybe she feels like people like drama outside, that she's behaving the way she's behaving, that this is just how she is. And then she now made reference to Diana because they were roommates. She was now trying to use Diana as an example, that they also had issues even before they came into the house, and Diana confirmed it. Though he was not telling her that it may be perceived that way, that she may be like that, but so many other people might perceive it that this thing she's doing is just acting. Modella on her own part refused to listen. It now became like a back and forth. I was like, these are the two wrongest people to start off something, because they are both very defensive. Amaka was in her defensive mood. Modella was still trying to pass her point across, right? And then Amaka now told her that the only time both of us have had an issue, it was only one time they've had an issue. She now brought up the matter that happened, like 2 weeks ago. I was like, hey God, are we really going back? Now, Bella now wanted to hear the issue. She wanted them to explain what happened then. And that's when I just knew that, we are going to sleep here today, and I was not wrong.
I already said it in this house. I'm very impulsive. Sometimes I might not even think but you don't understand me. No, if they don't understand me, it's fine. The only time I've gotten mad at you is
my clothes was in your box. You wanted to see.
And you cannot use that as a yard.
Wait, hold on. Let me hear what I'm saying.
I've seen you on different things before we had an issue.
While the whole thing was happening, other issues were coming up. The issue that she had with Daniela also came up, and then Bryann, on the other hand, was laughing and then coughing. The cough went on from being fake cough to real cough. He now started choking for real, right? And then there was also a point where he was hammering on the fact that Amaka does not have emotional intelligence, because she hardly tries to listen to things from the other person's angle before she gets defensive. She just, goes defensive. while I agree that Amaka does that, like she's always on the defense, she's always on defense mood, I feel like Bryann also did not display emotional intelligence in this situation, and then so many other situations that he has been in that he did not display emotional intelligence. Because if he displayed emotional intelligence, he would have seen that this is not the right time for you all to be bringing up this thing. This is obviously she's going to get defensive. You know, she's a defensive person. She's going to get defensive in this kind of situation, and then all of you cannot be bringing up your issues to her at this particular point in time. So he is also guilty of not having or not displaying emotional intelligence in this situation.
I don't know why that was offensive. Like, you should have offensive. Like, our approach not like Okay, that makes sense.
Basically, tell me say I don't like the fact you are choking.
Me down in the kitchen, shake my entire house. Two heads.
While all of this was going on, Kayode took us to the head of house room to see what was happening. So apparently, Eloswags was holding Chomzy, and the next thing she tried to kiss him, and then that's how he called her. I was like, hey, it's alright. So there's a covering going on here, and he's literally like not responding to her doing that, because earlier on they were talking about feelings. He was telling her about feelings. Okay, it's fine and good. Moving on, I'm moving back to the gist. So in the room, this is where things now went from 0 to like 1,000 real quick. Amaka was saying something about, Amaka was talking about the fact that Bryann does not deserve any kind of apology from her. Bryann was like, I didn't ask for your apology. And she's like, so why are you pained? And the next thing, Bryann just went, you're actually really dumb. I'm like, excuse me, no.
I don't apologize a lot of times to Bryann.
I'm not saying thank you, I'm not off, right?
I would have done an apology. Like,
You know,
you think
You
you're
don't
better
need it.
than
So why you paying, bro?
I'm paying.
Why you paying?
You are dumb. You are literally dumb.
You are dumb too.
You are not capable of.
You're not even a man, sir. You're immature. Let me just tell you.
Let me lock up.
You're very, very immature.
I will not do this with you.
This is the part where both of them said things that I feel like they shouldn't have said. First of all, I don't think he asked her for an apology, but I feel like the reason she even talked about an apology is maybe because he has been coming for her, or there's been this tension between them, and then she's just like, okay, if it's an apology, I don't know what I've done to you before, but if it's an apology you're looking for, I'm not giving it. And then him just going straight up, you're dumb. It did not make any sense at all. She's talking about him being a man, not being a man. I guess hers was a reaction to his actions. So that's how they now started off with the whole insults, back and forth. And then for Amaka's part, this conversation wouldn't have gotten to this point if she had just left since. The argument she was having with Modella, that one lasted for like how many? Like almost 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Or let me just say 30 minutes. They were just going back and forth. I'm like, Amaka, at this point, you need to stop trying to prove a point. You need to stop trying to prove yourself. Like, just leave this environment, because she was not in her room, right? So they now continue though, doing their whole back and forth. And then Bryann now made a statement, one annoying statement that he made the time he was having a conversation, having an argument with Ilebai. He was talking about like, if not for Big Brother, they are not going to probably something about they're not going to meet each other. I mean, they'll not see each other. I'm like,
I'm not even pissed. But I'm going to tell you something. What you measure my worth as a man, bro, it's not you, bro. You are dumb. You are literally dumb. That's what I have to say.
Very, very dumb. You say I don't have emotional intelligence. I say thank you, sir. What else do you want?
Now Biggie bring us together now. Why?
I understand him getting angry about the fact that, okay, she's referring to him as probably not being a man and all of that, but it still doesn't make sense to now be making reference to, if not for Big Brother. I'm happy that Amaka told him that if like you can take voluntary exit. So like, what's this talk? You can, if you think that it's Big Brother that's bringing us together, you can take voluntary exit. You guys are all there for the same thing. You guys are there for the same amount. I mean, you guys are both there for the money. So which one is, if Big Brother did not bring us, you can be going home. You can separate yourself. Then the one that Amaka said that now bust my head was when she was talking about him not behaving like a woman, and that he doesn't know how to talk, that women know how to talk. I don't know why she went that far with the whole woman man talk, but like that's what she said.
For me, you're not like a woman. You always talk when it's not necessary. We women, we know how to talk.
We women, we know how to talk.
Yes. Brian's men want your way. They talk too much.
You see that talk when somebody's trying to like condemn a particular behavior, and they're saying, "Oh, you're a man, you shouldn't do this." I hate it. It used to annoy me. Like, if something is bad, it's bad. Don't say, oh, because you're a man, you shouldn't be doing this. And I don't like it at all. I feel like I just don't like it. If something is wrong, it's wrong. It's not wrong because it's coming from a guy, then it's wrong. Like, it's wrong on both ends, right? I don't like when people make reference to that situation. Then this is when they entered the funny part of the argument, where Bryann was now imitating what Amaka does, because Amaka is always saying, oh, this is me, accept me as I am, take me as I am, and Bryann was now using it as a joke, right? And then two of them now entered madness mood. I'm like, God.
Oh my God! They look dumb, Bryann. You are dumb.
This is not okay. This is not okay at all. So at this point, later on, Amaka now finally left the room, and she was not in front of the room, and it was almost like she was holding back tears and all. She was just standing there for a while. Later on, she went to the sitting room. Then some ladies tried to go and explain to her things from the other people's point of view, right? She was still being like defensive. They were just talking. She was just explaining why maybe she doesn't listen to people immediately, or she was explaining in particular the issue she had with Daniela and why she didn't pay attention to what Daniela was saying immediately.
That moment might not just be a good time. At that time, I told her, Daniela, I could see from your point of view, but I choose not to see from your point of view at this time.
But don't you think that's wrong? Okay, so you want her to wait until you have shown in front of everybody? How will she?
So to be honest with Amaka, sometimes she can be very, very defensive. Even in this situation, she was still trying to be defensive and explain why she did what she was doing from her own point. There are some situations where you just need to say, no vex, so instead of trying to explain, right? So, but I think that this was the wrong time for them to have met her, because she's still obviously in her angry mood and everything. This is the wrong time to start explaining to her, where she was wrong and everything. It was the wrong time, you know. So, that's how the fight went. The other gist that I have for you guys, but will probably be in another video. For now, thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye, I love you.